Hello and welcome to Zulf Photography. Today I'm going to be giving you some tips for your first photo shoot, and I'm actually going to supply you with a free checklist which will help you. So, hello, I'm Zulfi and I make videos about photography, reviews, gear, all sorts of cool stuff. Here's a quick trailer to give you an idea of the stuff I do. So, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure to subscribe so you get notifications directly to you as soon as I go live so you can answer your questions directly. And today I'm basically making this video off the back of another video that I made which was quite successful that people found useful, and that was the 8 tips for your first fashion catwalk. So what I've done is I've actually gone in and looked at some of the comments, and it's quite handy to have a checklist of things for your first shoot. So that's kind of where this video come about. So I'll go straight into the points, and I'll supply you with a link that you can actually go to my website. It'll just be a standard blog. You'd have to put your email address in or anything like that. You basically go copy and paste the points and just save them to your phone so you can use them. So your tips for your first photo shoot. This photo shoot could be any type of photo shoot. So it could be an event photography, you're going to a location. It could be a fashion photography, so you're going to a catwalk maybe. Um, number of things, you're going to a shop to do some photos for them. Basically, the pre-preparation that you'll go through. So I've got a bit of a list here, so I'll go through it. So what you want to do is all the basics you want to get done beforehand. So you want to know the date, the time of where you need to go. First point I've got is research the location. So where is it that you're going to go into, and see if you can check it out to see what it looks like. Google Maps, or what's the accessibility like? Can you get into it quickly? Is it up a flight of stairs, for example? Plan your shoot angles in your head. So visualize the type of shoot you want to get, the types of photos you want to get beforehand. So if it's a product photography, for example, and they want you to photograph some lens caps, see what type of photos you want to get and have visual look in your mind already. Maybe have set up at home to see what the shoot's going to be like. So prep shoot it so you've got all your gear. Get the list of shoot requirements, so already communicate with the guys that you're doing the shoot for. What are they expecting from you? uh, Print out this list. So the list that I'm going to be supplying you, keep an additional copy, because if you're in an event and your battery runs out on your phone, you might be stranded. So it's good to have a secondary copy. Keep your business cards with you. So that's a checklist of things you should be keeping with you. Check if you need to register or print a pass out for the event beforehand. Sometimes they'll send you a link to say, oh, you need to print that and put in your own pass and have it around your neck, lanyard kind of thing while you're doing the shoot. So check that out beforehand. Um, Make sure if you're there for a long period of time, or you've got, I don't know, a full day planned for it, snacks, energy bars, breakfast bars, drink, so kind of have yourself prepared with everything you need before you set out. If it's an event, sometimes if it's a fashion show, for example, there can be very loud music. And what you'll tend to find is they put the photographers next to the speakers. That's where the pit is normally. Got loads of loud music, which kind of can put you off. So earplugs, I'll put that on my list. Make sure to have some available with you, even if you don't like the music that's playing. You can just put earplugs in. Dress smartly. So obviously you'll have your own preference how you want to dress, but when I say smartly, I mean more in terms of the weather and footwear. So for example, if it's a snowy day, you want to wear better footwear. If you have to park your car in a car park, like say it's NEC, and you have to park in a bay somewhere, and then you have to walk, I don't know, 300-400 yards to the actual location, you want to be mindful that actually I've got quite a bit of walk to get to where I need to, so I'll have some sensible shoes. um, Also beforehand, see if you can find out, can you use your flashes or tripods. That'll kind of get you into that mindset of, how do I need to pack those. uh, Coming on to more of the gear side of it, which is like a checklist that you could say, think about which bag you're going to take, or case as it may be. So depending on your research above, if you find your location and it's quite a mission, you have to park quite far away, you don't want to carry a massive heavy bag with you. So maybe your rolling pelican case that I've got a separate video about that and how I keep my gear in that pelican case. That's something to think about, which bag you're going to use. Obviously you should have multiple bags depending on your type of shoot. You've got the one, that's one less thing to worry about. So the night before the shoot, gather all your gear. So that's going to be the hard bit, deciding which camera, which lens you want to take, and keep in mind the weight restrictions. So if you're going to be taking a backpack, you don't want to have loads of weight on your shoulders. If you've got a rolling case, pack everything. Um, so check all your gear and clean your lenses. So before you go out, make sure your lenses are clean. Spot if there's any problems that will hinder you taking the photos for the client. Check all your cameras. Format memory cards to ensure they're blank. That's an important one. If you've had a few shoots and you've got memory cards, let me show you an example. So I use one of these for my memory cards. You see there's loads of memory cards in there. If they're not blank and I just put one into my camera and start shooting, I might find when I come to editing afterwards, I've got photos from the day before or the shoot before. Nightmare. So format all your cards, make sure they're all clear, ready to use. That's probably not it's an important one, but it's probably something you don't think about that much. So it's a good one to have on the list. Make sure you check out that list on my link. I'll put a link in the description of this video. And so with that, memory cards and formatting the blank ones. Next one, count your cameras and your batteries and memory cards. So if you've got 4 cameras, make sure you're counting all 4. What I normally do is with a Sharpie or a bit of tape, I'll actually mark on numbers on the cameras. Because you'll be surprised it's easy to forget a camera that you left on the tripod somewhere. When you've got 6 or 7 cameras like I normally do on a shoot, it can happen. Especially if you've got action cameras as well. So count all your cameras and mark them. Also on your memory cards. For example, there you can see I've marked that as number 3. Number 1, you can tell which one is missing if you've got multiple. 2, and then I've got a whole load of SD cards on the bottom as well. There. So yes, you can easily forget a card. So count them, number them, remember how many you took. Maybe put them on a notepad and stick them on your case on the inside. So when you're closing up, you can tick it off as you put it back into your case. It's surprising how easy it is to do something. Flash guns, if needed, count and check the batteries. So if you're using flash, obviously that will have AA batteries. So charge those batteries separately, count them, and keep those cases separate as well, because you can put them in little cases. So you've got quick switch around. Tripods, light stands. If you are taking cameras and the menu allows tripods, sometimes they don't. You might have used to use a monopod. Make sure you've got them with your gear and count the cases you've got again, because you may find you have 2 separate tripods and that's 2 cases. On Fractals or something, you have separate cases. How many bags are you taking in total? That's like an overview. I've not gone into too much detail there, but I'll take your feedback on board. So if it's something that you think is helpful, this is a quick list I put together. Let me know in the comments, and actually I'll revisit this and make a more extensive version. The 8 tips I did before went down quite well. Quite a few people watched that video for the fashion photography in particular, so that helped you out. So I thought, I'll build on that and give you a bit more now. So if need be, I'll make another version if I have to. So that's your pre-checklist. So basically in reverse is when you're coming back. So when you've done your shoot for the day, go through that list in reverse. So basically counting your cameras, checking your memory cards, and then cameras and all that. So kind of that makes sense, I think. So yeah, make sure you head down to the description where I'll give you that list. Might even put it in the description, make it easy for you to copy and paste it out. You don't have to go to the website. So yes, I'm hoping you find that useful, and what I'll do now is link you to the video on the right, which will give you more information about the 8 tips for fashion photography, and on the left is what YouTube thinks you should be watching. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure to subscribe and you get notified as soon as these come through. And social media as usual, check me out. If you like the video, like it. See you next time.